Call of Duty's Omnimovement system has some weird side effects that myself and other players are experiencing, but don't get me wrong, I enjoyed what I played of Black Ops 6's beta, but if this is a sign of what's to come on full release, I think the shelf life of this year's Call of Duty's multiplayer might be short-lived for me, because it seems to be leaning into something that I've disliked with Call of Duty as far back as the original Modern Warfare. Yo, my name is Durrani of 100% Crit, and thank you for your time today. I just want to say this as a disclaimer. This is not me bashing Black Ops 6. This is merely an observation of the game, of what I played. It is no secret that over the years, Call of Duty has been steadily increasing the pace of its games. Every year we move that bit faster with new movement options being introduced like tactical sprint, sliding, dolphin diving, mantling when you climb, you name it. But it seems that we've reached our magnum opus of Call of Duty's core movement options with the introduction of Omnimovement. Being able to sprint in all directions all the time was a little bit weird at first, but it works really well. Being able to backpedal away from grenades or wide strafe a corner while sprinting, and of course shooting while diving is all good fun. But that is not the problem, and honestly I'm excited for the movement gods who genuinely have something to look forward to this year. The issue that's become apparent is that the map sizes and map designs don't seem to have been adjusted to compensate for the fact that everyone is moving lightning fast now. It's inadvertently made even the medium-sized maps feel tiny, claustrophobic and chaotic. Time to engagement after you spawn in feels as short as it's ever been, and I'm talking Rust, Nuketown and shipment types of chaos. I've been playing Call of Duty for a long time, and as long as I can remember, I've always vetoed out the smaller maps because those maps aren't fun to me. Spawn, die, spawn, die. You wanna know the definition of insanity? You know how the rest of the saying goes. The original shipment in Modern Warfare was actually fun to play when we didn't have the movement options that we do now. And the original Rust was fine when gamers weren't trying to hit clips to put on TikTok and be the next big content creator. They just wanted to hit a 360 no-scope off the top of the rig just to say that they did it at school the next day. Players playing harder and being sweats is an issue for another time, and Murphy's Law within gaming is a weird thing that I'm excited to talk about soon, but that's not the focus of this video. What inspired this video was actually a Reddit post that summarized my thoughts perfectly. It reads as follows: Treyarch, please don't underestimate our attention spans. Don't make this the normal size map in this game. OP Meatball Eddie is speaking about the map Babylon specifically, and that map is the biggest offender. But the same can be said for all of the maps in the beta so far, because circling back to what I said previously, the map sizes and designs cannot keep up with the speed of the gameplay. You know what's funny? As I was writing this video, Treyarch actually tweeted out the map sizes for Black Ops 6 for all of the launch maps, and boy, oh boy, chaos. Because if they class Skyline as a medium map, then boy, there's no large maps as well. They didn't list any large maps. Currently, Black Ops 6 almost feels like mindless scrolling on social media. I feel as though it activates the same part of the brain. They want the fight uptime high so you get those little hits of dopamine without you getting a chance to think about anything else. And here's what I think, right? Over the past few Call of Duty titles, the devs have used in-game events on the smaller maps to supplement their progression systems, right? Weapon levels, camos, player ranks and battle passes. The smallest maps in the 24/7 playlist. Nothing more than mindless grinding and a means to an end. But players love it, or they wouldn't keep bringing these events back. Mindless, just like scrolling on your phone, but just like that, it's addicting, and once it gets its claws into you, it's hard to pry yourself away. I say all of that to say, I think the devs have seen the success in their 24/7 playlists, having players play with almost zero downtime, getting 1 or 2 kills per life in hopes of ticking something off the list of progression systems outside of actual gameplay. It's most definitely not fun, but chipping away at something is a great way of keeping players on the game on a subconscious level, because on a conscious level, I think that most players would agree that the feeling of accomplishment and rewards outweigh what it took to get, even if that dopamine hit is short-lived and you're on to the next thing to grind. And that feels like the aim of it all. Dial the movement speed up to 11 because the devs think that all Call of Duty players' attention spans are completely shot. It almost feels like a manipulative retention mechanic in and of itself. Tactics out the window, get players to shoot each other immediately so their minds don't wander into thinking about switching the game off. We know there are other systems like engagement-based matchmaking that try to keep players playing for longer, so I wouldn't be surprised if this is actually the reason for all of the speed. What's interesting is that there's more to this speed conspiracy that I've cooked up. The new perk system awards new benefits if you select 3 perks of the same color. A speciality. The speciality for selecting 3 red perks is movement speed and health regen on kill. That is my favorite so far, but once again, it leans into the movement speed problem. And I say problem, but movement speed thing, I don't know. 3 blue perks allows you to see all enemies through walls when you respawn, removing all of the guesswork of finding enemies, allowing you to run full charge straight towards them. Do you know how fast a game of hide and seek could be over if you just knew where everyone was? There you go, he's over there, go and get him. That just takes the fun out of the whole game, once again speeding up the gameplay. This level of speed also affects the meta of the game because the stim is almost mandatory if you want to survive long enough to go on any sort of killing spree. Say you kill one enemy, you're down to half health. To even the odds, you have to stim because chances are you have someone charging full speed towards you before your health has even had time to regenerate. And don't even think about reloading. And of course, if the maps feel smaller and you're getting into nothing but close range fights, the meta will be SMGs, and we already saw that with the Jackal PDW dominating. I won't speak about the spawns because they're still adjusting them, but even still, I don't think that fixes the core issue, because what do spawns matter for when 12 players are darting around the map with a million sightlines and flank routes? 16 maps at launch sounds great, right? But when you actually look at what we're getting, it's more like 8 maps that won't feel like total brain rot, because the strike maps that are actually supposed to be the shipment, Rust, and Nuketown of Black Ops 6, strike maps Gala and Pit were in the beta and just were not fun to play in the slightest. We'll see how it goes on the full launch, but I'm really hoping that the other medium-sized maps at least have room for some long-range engagements. Listen, this is not a critique of Black Ops 6 or of players who enjoy the chaos and speed. I'm still enjoying myself, and as you can see from the gameplay, I can still hold my own. But I'd be lying if I didn't say that this COD feels different. The multiplayer shelf life of all Call of Duties since Warzone was released has been sort of doomed, and I think a lot of people are going to move on faster this time, because I don't know how long gamers, especially older gamers, will be able to tolerate this speed of gameplay, because the game being faster is one thing, but actually being able to keep up, that is something completely different. And that, my friends, is rant over. Let me know down in the comments, are you frustrated with the speed or are you thriving in the chaos? Doesn't matter if you agree or disagree with me, let me know. That's it. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.